Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa will cross paths on the January 6th episode of Monday Night Raw with the Ula Fala on the line. On X/Twitter, LA Knight put both superstars on notice. Knight lost the WWE United States Championship to Shinsuke Nakamura at the Survivor Series Premium Live event. On the following episode of SmackDown after Survivor Series, Knight and Andrade were ambushed by the Bloodline, who were outraged after losing the War Games match to the OG Bloodline and CM Punk. On X/Twitter, LA Knight made it quite clear that he doesn't care about the upcoming match between Reigns and Sikoa. Ula Fala Ufalafa Oompa Loompa. Don't matter. It's my game, wrote Knight. Rikishi pitched the idea of Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns forming an unlikely alliance. Rikishi has pitched the idea of Solo Sikoa approaching Roman Reigns to form an unlikely alliance with his former Bloodline stablemate. Speaking on the Off the Top podcast, Rikishi said, "So he's a made man. Whether they gave him 18 or 20 finishes, you put Solo up on a marquee. Fans are still gonna come because they still want to hate this guy. They still are not happy about this finish as well, right? And who knows, people might think this is over, because now Roman got the 1, 2, 3 on the Tribal Chief, right? So, who knows where it's going to go? Maybe the Tribal Chief comes 2.0, comes to Roman. Maybe they plot something to get together, to take over the whole WWE. Who knows?" Sikoa debuted on the main roster as Reigns' enforcer. For years, he accompanied the original Tribal Chief and helped him retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, including his iconic victory over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39. Post-WrestleMania XL, Sikoa broke out on his own and formed the new Bloodline. The WWE Universe was buzzing after the announcement of a colossal showdown. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa would team up against a former WWE champion and his handpicked partner at an upcoming Premium Live event. For weeks, tensions had been boiling, and the latest verbal shot, fired by the former champion, sent ripples through the locker room. The announcement. During SmackDown, WWE officials confirmed the match, a strategic play by management to capitalize on the ongoing Bloodline drama. Roman Reigns, the self-proclaimed Tribal Chief, and his enforcer Solo Sikoa were riding high on their dominance, but their bond seemed to have cracks forming. Meanwhile, the former WWE champion, whose identity was initially kept under wraps, was eager to step into the spotlight and expose their vulnerabilities. By the end of the show, it was revealed Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior, was stepping up to face the Bloodline. With a history of standing tall against adversity, McIntyre was no stranger to Reigns. But this time, he wasn't coming alone. As the SmackDown broadcast closed, McIntyre's announcement of his partner sent shockwaves. "Roman Solo, your reign of terror ends when I bring someone who knows all your tricks. Someone who's tasted betrayal and thrived. Meet my partner Kevin Owens." The crowd erupted as Owens' music hit, setting the stage for an explosive match. The promo. Days later, McIntyre and Owens sat down for an in-ring promo. While Owens kept his focus on Solo Sikoa, McIntyre turned his attention to Roman. "Roman, you think you're untouchable," McIntyre began, pacing the ring. "You parade around with your fancy titles and call yourself the head of the table. But I see through you. You're a man so paranoid about losing control that you've turned your own family into pawns." The WWE Universe roared in approval. McIntyre continued, his voice laced with contempt. "And Solo, you're no better. You walk around as Roman's attack dog, thinking you're earning respect. But here's the truth. You're just another cog in the machine, a machine that breaks everyone in the end." Owens grabbed the mic, leaning into McIntyre's intensity. "Solo, I've been in your shoes, standing by someone who thinks they're invincible. But let me warn you, loyalty to a tyrant doesn't make you strong. It makes you disposable." The reaction. Backstage, Roman and Solo were watching the promo. Paul Heyman, ever the voice of reason, attempted to calm Roman, who was visibly fuming. "Tribal Chief, this is exactly what they want," Heyman said. "They're trying to get inside your head. Roman stood, his expression cold and menacing. They've forgotten who they're dealing with. Drew McIntyre thinks he can step up to me again. And Owens? He's already been crushed once. This ends at the pay-per-view. Solo, silent as always, clenched his fists. His loyalty to Roman was unwavering, but the words from McIntyre and Owens clearly struck a nerve. He was tired of being seen as merely Roman's shadow. Behind the curtain, McIntyre and Owens' partnership wasn't born out of friendship but necessity. Both had suffered at the hands of the bloodline, and both wanted revenge. In an interview following their promo, McIntyre explained, "This isn't about forming a tag team or winning titles. This is about taking down a corrupt empire." Roman and Solo need to be reminded that no one is untouchable. Owens, ever blunt, added, "We're not here to play nice. We're here to fight. And when the dust settles, the bloodline will never be the same." The build-up. As the days passed, the feud escalated. Roman and Solo attacked McIntyre and Owens during a tag match on Raw, sending a message of dominance. But McIntyre and Owens retaliated on SmackDown, ambushing the bloodline during a backstage segment. Social media was ablaze with fan theories and speculation. Many believed this match could mark a turning point for Solo Sikoa, who had shown signs of growing resentment toward Roman. Others speculated that McIntyre and Owens could finally dismantle the bloodline's stronghold. The match, the night of the pay-per-view, arrived, and the atmosphere was electric. Roman and Solo entered first, accompanied by Paul Heyman. The crowd showered them with boos, but Roman, ever the showman, relished the reaction. McIntyre and Owens followed, their determination evident. The bell rang, and the match began. From the start, it was a brutal affair. Solo's power and Roman's cunning clashed with McIntyre's resilience and Owens' unpredictability. The crowd was on the edge of their seats as the match swung back and forth. But the turning point came when Solo hesitated to tag in Roman during a critical moment. McIntyre capitalized, delivering a devastating claymore to Solo, followed by a stunner from Owens. The duo pinned Solo for the win, leaving Roman stunned on the apron. The aftermath. As McIntyre and Owens celebrated, Roman entered the ring. He stood over Solo, his expression a mix of anger and disbelief. Paul Heyman hovered nervously, sensing the tension. Solo slowly got to his feet, meeting Roman's gaze. For a moment, it seemed like Roman might attack his own enforcer, but instead, he stormed out of the ring, leaving Solo behind. The WWE Universe erupted in speculation. Was this the beginning of the end for the bloodline? Had McIntyre and Owens succeeded in planting the seeds of dissent? A new chapter. Backstage, McIntyre and Owens addressed the media. McIntyre, his face bruised but victorious, said, "Tonight wasn't just about winning a match. It was about exposing the truth. Roman Reigns isn't invincible, and the bloodline isn't unbreakable." Owens chimed in, smirking. "Solo, if you're watching this, remember, you don't have to live in Roman's shadow. And Roman, your time at the table is running out." The seeds of revolution had been sown, and the WWE Universe eagerly awaited the fallout. For Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, the battle wasn't over. It was just beginning.